Hello everybody, how are you? Hello everybody, how are you? It is time to start our day. It is time to work and play. Hello everybody, how are you? Hi guys and welcome back. I hope you had a good weekend and I hope you had a very fun Halloween. We have moved on to a lot of new things back here. We left the month of October on Halloween and we have started with a new month called November. Can you clap that with me? Let's see how many syllables are in that one. November. How many claps did we do? November was 1, 2, 3 claps. So there are 3 syllables in that word. Let's take a quick look at the word and some of the letters in it. It starts with the letter N because it says November. It ends just like October did. It ends with a B, an E, and an R. October, November. They end the same, but have some different letters in the beginning and throughout. So whenever we start a new month, we put some new things up here. Take a second and look at it and see if you can figure out what is new on the board back here. What has changed since we did our last circle time last week? I think a lot has, hasn't it? What do you think? What about over here? Do you remember what numbers were over there? They used to say 3, 4, and 5. Now we have 6, 7, and 8. So that's the symbol for the number 6, and that's the word 6. There's the symbol for 7 and the word 7, and the curvy symbol for 8 and the word 8. So throughout the month of November, we're going to talk about those numbers, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, our new color. Can you tell me what our new color is? Let me hear you really loud. It is brown. This is our new color, brown, and this says brown. And we have a new shape. We have the shape of a triangle. It says triangle, and here it is. Last month, we had the shape of a square. Who remembers how many corners a square had? Do you remember the corners? There were 4 of them. How many sides did it have? Just like corners, it had 4 of them. And the special thing about a square is every side has the same length, the same measurement. Take a look at this shape. How many corners do you see? You want to count them together? We have 1, 2, and come over for 3. So instead of 4 like the square, it has 3. A triangle has 3 sides. A triangle has 3 sides. Up the mountain, down and back. A triangle has 3 sides. Now, I want to show you something that I have here. So that's a triangle, 3 corners, 3 sides. I have 2 shapes on my board. Let me show you. See if you can tell me. What shapes do I have here? Do they look the same? They kind of do. Do they look different? They kind of do, don't they? Let's see. Let's count the corners and see if we can guess what shapes they are. 1, 2, 3, just like that triangle. How many sides? 1, 2, 3 again. Is this a triangle? Yes, it is. It is because it has 3 corners and 3 sides. That's what makes it a triangle. Triangles can look different. That's a fun thing about a triangle shape. All squares, they might be bigger or smaller, but they're all squares. They all look the same. Triangles can have different appearances, different looks. Let's see if this one is a triangle. Let's find out. It has 1, 2, 3 corners. So far, so good. How many sides does it have? 1, 2, 3 sides. It looks a little different than this one, but it's still a triangle because of the 3 corners and the 3 sides. So a triangle, like I said, the properties of it, what makes it a triangle, are 3 corners and 3 sides. Even if they look a little different from each other, as long as they meet that requirement, they are triangles. So today, when we're done meeting, you can make yourself a triangle magnifier and go on a triangle hunt. I can see you through my triangle magnifier, but I'm going to take this around my house later and I'm going to find objects that look like this, that have 3 corners and 3 sides, and see how many triangles I can find in my house. See how many you can find in your house too. And then while you're at it, why don't you look for some brown things? Look, my triangle magnifier is brown. That was just a lucky coincidence. But see if you can find some brown things and maybe some brown triangles today. See what you have around your house. If it's a nice day, get outside and look outside your house as well. So we've done our new numbers, our new color, our new shape, and our new month. every single week we have a new letter, don't we? That changes every week, not just at the month. And this week, do you know what this letter is behind me? That is the letter H. H says, you might not hear that, it's kind of a quiet sound, like hat, horse, heart, harp, harmonica. There's a lot of H words that you can think of. Think in your head right now. What are some H words that you can think of that make that sound for the first letter? That kind of a hard one to hear, but it's a nice soft sound. Last week I made a mistake and I forgot to show you the letter G in sign language. So let me show you that one today, and then we'll move on to the letter H as well, and then we'll go over all of them again. Okay, so letter G, you're going to point your finger out to the side, take your pointer finger, point him out to the side, and then your thumb can join him and point out there too. So those two fingers, the thumb and the pointer finger, are pointing to the side. Now to make an H, we're going to bring our thumb back in and put our pointer finger and our middle finger out to the side like that. Or I can go like this too. I can point them either way. So let's go all the way back to the beginning. See how good your memories are. You ready? A, B, C, D, E, I forgot F. I think for a second. F, G, let me do it that way, H. Sometimes I forget too, and I need some help and some reminders. So those are all of our letters so far in sign language. We've gotten all the way through H. And in a minute, we'll go over to our board and we'll write the number 6 and we'll write the letter H. But before we do that, let's find out what day of the week it is and what day of the month it is. We just started a new month. We had gotten all the way to the end. We had, the last time I saw you guys on our board back here was the number 30. We had counted that high. So now we start all over and we're back at the beginning. Let's go together and find out where we're at. You ready? Today is Monday. We're doing our Monday morning circle time. That means yesterday was Sunday and tomorrow will be Tuesday. Yesterday when it was Sunday, that was the very first day of November. So on the first day, we always put down the number 1. So yesterday I had a number 1 up here. But that was yesterday. What comes after 1? 2. So today is 2. What will tomorrow be? What number? Yesterday was 1. Today is 2. Tomorrow will be 3. And the next day will be 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So when you're watching the videos the rest of the week, check on me. Make sure that I've changed that number because sometimes I forget that too. So check and make sure that I'm keeping up with it, okay? Take a peek behind me and see if you can see the number. All right. You guys ready to write the number that we have for this week, the number 6 and the letter H? You can go get a piece of paper. You can get your ABC journal, your number journal, your 1, 2, 3 journal, or like I've said before, just use your finger. You can trace it on the table in front of you, on the floor with your finger, or even in the air. But I do have my journal with me, so I'm going to pull that over here. And I've got the letter H to write with you first. And then I'm going to put some things on here that start with an H. So, okay, a letter H. The uppercase H, there's a lot of straight lines. We've got 2 that go up and down and a little bridge that goes across the middle. So we're going to start at the top and we're going to make a straight line down. We come over to the other one, start at the top, make a straight line down. Now we have to connect our lines by putting a little bridge right across the middle. So I start in the middle and I go over to connect it. There's my uppercase H. Lowercase h starts the same way. We start at the top and we come down. But now I'm going to stay here. I'm going to go back up to the middle and I'm going to make a little, looks like a tunnel. Looks like a tunnel opening there, doesn't it? Right here. I start at the top, come down, back up to the middle, and make a little hump that looks like a tunnel. Hump. That's an H word. Hump. Okay, let's practice writing them. Remember, we start at the top, so we go to the top line. We come down to the bottom line, and that's where we stop. We go over a little bit, and same thing. Start at the top, come down to the bottom line, and stop. Now we have to connect them with the bridge, and that we do right across the middle line. Uppercase H. Well done, you guys. All right, let's try the lowercase h. We start at the top and come down to the bottom again, but then we bounce back up to the middle and make our little tunnel opening, our little hump. We start at the top, come down, bounce back up to the middle, and make the little hump. Okay, what did I find for the letter H? Well, first of all, I found an uppercase H, and I found a lowercase h. I can't find my glue. Here it is. I found an uppercase h and a lowercase h to put in there. Then I found one thing to glue on and one thing I want to draw on. So here is my uppercase H. I'm going to glue that on. And then my lowercase h is kind of small. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Sometimes the things I find are pretty small. There's my lowercase h, just a little bit of glue for that. You can go underneath them today. And I found this girl in a magazine and I really liked her. I loved her hair. See her hair waving, blowing behind her? Hair starts with an H. Hair. Can you say hair? That starts with an H. I'm going to have her hair blowing over here. Then there's something I want to draw on here. A word we said earlier that starts with an H. See if you can guess as I start drawing. Can you guess what it's going to be? What's that H word that I'm drawing? You ready? You finish off the other side. A heart. Heart starts with the letter H. So I can draw that on there. If you can find one, you can put that on your paper. So you can finish that on your own when the video's done. But now we're going to move on to the number 6. 6 is a curvy one, isn't it? Let's work on this one together. We start at the top of the 6 and we're going to go up and around, and when we get to the bottom we bounce back up and close it off with a little circle. You ready? Start at the top, up and around, down to the bottom, and bounce back up and close it off with a little circle. Now we traced it. Let's try writing it on our own and see how we do. This is another one you might need to practice. Okay, so we're going to start at the top, but we don't start at the line. We go just a little bit under the line. And we go to the top and we bounce down to the bottom, bounce back up, back to the middle, and close it off with a little circle. Why don't we practice that one more time together? Like I said, that's a harder one, and it might take you some more practice. So we'll do it one more time together. We start just under the line. We go up and bounce down. When we hit the bottom line, we bounce back up to the middle, and we close it off with a little circle. So that's how you can try drawing the number 6. Now I have a 6 here, but I want to show you something. This is a 6, right? You start at the top, you go around, bump back up. What if I go like this? Now what do I have? I have a 9. That's what makes 6 and 9 kind of cool. You can find one or the other, and it counts for both. It depends on which way you put it. There's my number 6. Now, Halloween is done, so that means Thanksgiving is coming, but so is Christmas. So look at what I found this morning. I found a picture of 6 Christmas trees that we're going to put up together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Christmas trees. This is a big picture. I'm going to need a lot of glue. Let me get it on here. Oh, I hope it fits. Just fits next to my number 6. So there is our writing and our tracing. There's a 6 that I found and 6 Christmas trees. I think we're going to have to start finding smaller and smaller pictures as our numbers get bigger, or they're never going to fit on here. I'll have to be very careful about that, won't I? All right, so we had a lot of new things on our board today. Let me scooch that out of our way. New month, new color, new shape, new letter, new numbers. And now we're going to move on to a new continent. We had been in the continent of North America throughout the month of October. Now we're going to move to the continent called Europe. I want to show you on the globe real quick, and then we'll take a peek at our map. Let's see, let's find where we were. We were in North America, which was up here, and it went all the way up and down through here. Now to get to Europe, check this out. Europe is across all of this water, all of this ocean here. This is the Atlantic Ocean. How can you get from this land to this land when there's nothing but water in between you? What do you think? Are you going to take a train? I don't think so. I don't think we have trains that go under the ocean or across the ocean yet. Can you ride in a car? No, I don't think so. The 2 choices I can think of, you can either get in an airplane or hop on a boat. So you pick. How do you want to get from North America over to Europe? I think I would fly. I think that would be the faster way. So I'm going to get in my airplane here. I'm going to go up in the sky, and I'm going to fly across, and we're going to land in Europe together. Now take a look at this satellite picture that I have of Europe for you to see. Let me get that for you. Take a look at that. You can see that Europe is surrounded by a lot of water, just like North America is, isn't it? We just saw the Atlantic Ocean. That's some of the water that's there. If you look really closely towards the bottom of the picture too, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a really neat shape of a country in there. It looks like somebody's boot, and that is called Italy. We'll come back and talk more about Italy in a minute. Okay, let's talk about some of the things that are in Europe. Europe has a lot of different countries in it, and you can kind of see that back here on my map. There's all these countries that are in yellow. Those are all part of Europe. It's got this great big one here called Russia, and then it's got some teeny tiny ones here as well. Here's that one that's shaped like a boot, like I mentioned. Now, let's talk about some of the things that these countries are known for, because they have some very special things over there, like the one that's shaped like a boot. The one that's called Italy, they are known for pizza. We get pizza from Italy. I mean, the best gift that they could have ever given us, right? That's something that Italy is known for. If you leave Italy and you go down here to this country called Greece, they have very, very amazing architecture. Architecture are the buildings and things that they have there, and they are very old things. They have some beautiful temples, which are like churches. This one in particular is called the Parthenon. Isn't it beautiful? It's from a very long time ago. And another neat thing about Greece is that is where the Olympics began. If you like to watch the Olympic Games with your family, that's where they began a very long time ago. All right, we were in Italy. We went down to Greece. Let's go up here to Germany. Right here is a country called Germany. In Germany, there are many, many castles, some beautiful castles. Look at this gorgeous castle. Wouldn't it be fun to visit there and see what's inside? Do you think a king or a queen or a princess lives there? I'm not so sure, but it would be a fun place to go explore and to visit. All right, leaving Germany, we are going to head over here to the United Kingdom, into a place called Scotland. Now, Scotland is known for a musical instrument that they play there called the bagpipes. Take a look at that. The bagpipes, you can see there's lots of different pipes there to blow into, and then the bag fills up and empties with air and makes the sound. And then there is England. England has something called the London Bridge. And here's a picture of that. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So those are some of the things that you would find in Germany. Now, there are many more countries there, many more things that they're known for, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the continent of Europe over the next couple of weeks, but that's where we're going to begin. So I'm going to leave you guys with some things to do today, like your 6s and your H's, a triangle hunt, a brown hunt, plus talk to your mom, your dad, your other grown-up, your grandparents. Find out if you have any relatives, any people from your family that came from Europe. My family, most of my family came from Germany, which was right here, the one we talked about with the castles. That's where most of my family is from. Most of my, what's called ancestors, my great-grandparents and everybody before them, came from there. They also, I have some other relatives that have come from the land just north of there called Denmark. So most of my family came from there, and then they probably took a boat, because when they came here, there weren't airplanes yet. So when they left there, they got on a boat and they sailed across the Atlantic Ocean and came to the United States, and that is where I got to be born and grow up. So talk to your grown-ups and find out where your family's from, if you have any family from Europe. And next week we'll come back and talk a little bit more about it. Have a great Monday afternoon, everybody. I'll see you next time.